chums. So I'm just doing, I'm here at St. Paul. I'm at the corner of Main and Clegg near the Atelier. Over there again, if you follow me, you know about these rooms in the Center Campus. Today is November 14th, 2025, and there's a lot going on. I originally planned this protest for the event called The Role of Ombuds in Preventing, Managing, and Resolving Disputes. So ombuds have an important role to play in conflict prevention, management, and resolution systems. Many of our conflict studies students are preparing for this role, which requires preparation and active listening, conciliation, and mediation. So all of that's a bunch of crap. Heather Eaton is part of that school of conflict studies. And if you follow me, you know that Heather Eaton led a racist pile-on against me in the form of administrative complaints. The first administrative complaint was filed by Heather Eaton on behalf of others, which is not appropriate, and it's in breach of their own regulations, and it's not legal in Canada. Then they brought on the first independent investigator, who I later found out is not independent of this university. That investigator saw what she was up against, and then she removed herself from the file very wisely. They hired another external, this time I suppose external, although they teach law at U Ottawa and have taught here, a racist and a genocider and an unethical lawyer called Stephen Gone. So Stephen Gone ran a fake investigation. There is no evidence that it's real. There is no report of this investigation. There is zero, nothing. And so with that fake investigation, they expelled me from school for my protests, for my complaints of racism. So Heather Eaton, I had a class with Heather Eaton, and Heather Eaton did not speak to me at all to ask me for my perspective on what's going on here in regard to my complaints of racism before she filed those improper complaints. So I don't have a sign for Heather Eaton yet, but I realize now that I'm going to need one. So I'll be doing that shortly. And the next time there's an opportunity to protest anything to do with Heather Eaton, such as events hosted by Conflict Studies, I'll have that ready. There's more. So there's also a self-management day, Tricophil experience, 12 to 2, here in the workshop. Atelier, I think is French for workshop. I don't know how good their translations are, or whether it actually is correct or not. So there's a presentation by Paul-André Boucher and Olivia Lamanque Galagno. I don't know much about that. Self-management day. Okay, what else do we got here? Self-management day, I think. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So also, this Friday, November 14th at 2 p.m., our design school and a social innovation class led by Professor Sylvie Plante is hosting an interactive panel on relationship between food and well-being. We are delighted to welcome Professor Amanda Wilson and Simon Bell to explore key questions such as, is food insecurity really a problem, or a problem of inequality, access, and design? How might we rethink our relationship to food, not as something we consume, but as something that connects us to community and place? Come, eat, listen, learn, and connect with us here at the Atelier where I'm at. This event is supported by the participatory budget of the Merrill Belanger Social Innovation Workshop as part of the project Critically Rethinking Packaging and Food Waste to Reimagine a Circular Economy Using Design and Social Innovation. So all this stuff is scams, and scams is not social innovation. Okay, so also Amanda Wilson is an admitted abolitionist, specifically a prison abolitionist, okay? And I know that because she admitted it, like, and I've seen it with my own eyeballs and I heard it with my own ears. So that's why I can say that. She's also appropriating and perverting Indigenous methodologies. She acts like an expert and she's not. And she's also doing the same thing with First Nations people's work on food sovereignty. She was applying that to this prison context, this food sovereignty bullshit. She was applying that to this prison context, and who knows what she's going to do with her research after all this stuff. So she's on a sabbatical technically at the moment. What else do we got? One other thing maybe? I don't know. Let's check just to make sure. So there's, with that buds thing, there's a Professor Epperson. And definitely these people are not, they don't believe in conflict resolution, not by the theory of it. And it's not like they don't apply that theory, like they don't practice that, they don't like walk the talk, right? So there's a difference between theory, like theoretical and practical. And in practice, it's not done. In practice, it's all a scam, and all these people know that, including Professor Epperson, who I don't know. But I mean, you got to be, you have to be mentally challenged to not know these things by now. So unless Mr. Epperson is mentally challenged, he knows. He or she, I actually don't know, or they, whatever. That's really all I think for today. So a whole bunch of stuff going on, and I mean that's it. I'm gonna get on with my protest. Put this down here. I'll show you my sign. So today I'm wearing "Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion is a Scam." That's everybody's favorite sign. And then in the back, St. Paul teaches racism and genocide. And that is what they're teaching here. They're teaching international students how to genocide us by erasure and assert themselves for taking our place, right? And acting as if they're experts in our philosophy and our knowledges. And also, of course, accessing the funding, which is what all that's about. And then I'm going to show you my other sign. So my handheld signs, I have information for interested students. This is the one I chose to put this temporary sign onto. And I do have information for interested students and interested Canadians and anybody else who approaches me. I have it. It goes to my YouTube and that playlist that I have on my YouTube at Migize Media 25. Migize is Anishinaabe for eagle. That's my clan. Migizi. So Amanda Wilson, racist Amanda Wilson erases First Nations research and rewrites it. So I have all the evidence. That's what she did to me. That's been done many, many times over to First Nations. And if they don't tolerate the indignity, and if they don't tolerate the dehumanization, and if they don't go along with fake research, and if they don't bring that fake research into their communities and put that shit on their people, then they're erased as I was erased from my PhD program here at St. Paul University. Okay? So that's all it really in a nutshell. I'm going to get on with my protest. And so it's almost 1:30 and I'll be here until sometime after 4 today. Thanks for watching. I'll let you know if anything happens. Bye.